Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing European outlook for today's second video. So as always, on a Thursday, we're having a look at the weather for next week to 10 days in detail for Europe, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that first. Video releasing was our 6 AM upload, and I'm going to change the 14 day with all of reg features coming to you later on this afternoon as well. So please like, share, subscribe on the videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, so situation across Europe today. Trough of low pressure is sitting across Ireland and the UK. We've got high pressure up over Scandinavia, and we've got relatively weak pressure across southern and eastern parts of Europe. The remains of Hurricane Danielle as a deep area of low pressure in the middle of the North Atlantic. Upper air temperatures, where are they? Upper air temperatures look like that. So, it's becoming a little bit cooler in the West of Europe. It's been very warm over the past few days, but as this area of low pressure is moving in off the Atlantic, it's actually been some slightly cooler air into Ireland, to UK, northern parts of France. I mean, slightly cooler upper air temperatures are beginning to push in towards the Low Countries as well. Quite chilly up over Scandinavia, the far northeast of Europe, and then we run into proper heat across east and southeast parts of Europe and back through much of the Mediterranean. Precipitation looks like that, so we've got showers and longer spells of rain through the UK and Ireland and also northern France into the Low Countries. A band of persistent heavy and thundery rain stretching from northeastern parts of England through Denmark and over into northern parts of Germany. And we've got heavy showers and thunderstorms in some of these eastern parts of Europe as well. So, in certain parts of Europe, so through parts of southern Poland, for example, down into Austria-Hungary, some quite heavy showers and thunderstorms sparking off there. Further north, it's mostly dry for most of Scandinavia, northeast Europe, and many parts of the Med are dry as well, though we have got some heavy thunderstorms over mountainous areas of Italy. Temperatures look like that today, so it's pretty cool across the northern and northeastern parts of Europe. Scandinavia again standing out as looking quite autumnal. It's becoming a little bit cooler across the far west and northwest Europe as well. Hot through the central and east areas, and of course hot through much of the Med. Tomorrow, Friday, will area of low pressure eastwards from the UK in towards the Low Countries and northern parts of Germany. Meanwhile, the Scandinavian high will be maintained further northwards, and across southern Europe again, gradients look pretty slap. Upper air temperatures are looking like that. Again, going to be hot through most parts of the Med and into the southeastern part of Europe as well. Temperatures still widening into 30 Celsius through there. Meanwhile, further northwards, it's warm across most parts of Europe, but not as warm as it has been in the northwest. And again, most of Scandinavia and the northeast of Europe looking quite cool with those upper air temperatures. Showers or longer spells of rain really from the UK and France right way over towards the central and eastern parts of Europe now. It's mostly dry across Scandinavia and the north and northeast of Europe, it must be said. And many parts of the Mediterranean looking mainly dry, hot and sunny, but there will be some heavy thunderstorms sparking off through parts of the Balkans around the Adriatic coast of the Balkans on Friday. Temperatures tomorrow look like that, hot again through most of the Med and into this east and southeastern part of Europe. Cooler though out to the northwest, temperatures sort of up teens to low 20s there. And then over Scandinavia, that's where autumn is properly residing, with temperatures only into the mid or upper teens Celsius at best. Into Saturday, the area of low pressure is sitting over Germany by then, the Scandinavian high showing signs of weakening, and a ridge is building out to the west in the western part of Europe as a hurricane, or remains of Hurricane Earl, heads into the northern Atlantic just there. The upper air temperatures look like that. Hot again through most parts of the Med, well above average. Probably about average upper air temperatures through most parts of Europe, until running to those cooler upper air temperatures in the far north and northeast once again. And the precipitation is looking like that. So it's turning drier in West Europe. Most of Ireland, the UK, Much of France, down Spain and Portugal looking dry. The heavy showers and thunderstorms really from Belgium, Holland, Netherlands eastwards into Germany, and then extending further eastwards through Poland, even into Ukraine. There were some big thunderstorms on Saturday. Despite Scandinavian highs weakening, still mostly dry actually across the Scandinavian peninsula, although there will be heavy showers for Denmark. And then much of the Mediterranean again looking mostly dry, sunny and hot on Saturday. Temperatures widening to 30 Celsius across southern Europe. Further northwards it gets cooler with temperatures through Scandinavia, northeast Europe only into the mid-teens Celsius. Warm but not hot through western and central parts of Europe on Saturday. Sunday, we'll see that ridge slipping eastwards a little bit, starting to draw up some much hotter air up the western side of Europe, and the Scandinavian high continues to weaken further north and northeastwards. Trough of low pressure sitting over eastern Europe on Sunday, bringing cooler weather there. Meanwhile, further west, though, hotter air is beginning to push up the western side, beginning to push northwards up the western side of Europe. Outbreaks of rain through Ireland, just heading into the far west of Scotland. Also some heavy showers and thunderstorms into northern Spain and Portugal, but most parts of West Europe actually looking dry. And then over on the eastern side of Europe, there's some heavy showers, possibly a few thunderstorms mixed in. So temperatures on Sunday look quite cool over in the east of Europe, but it's warmer out west with temperatures widening into the upper 20s Celsius through parts of France, Spain, Portugal, even into a low 30 Celsius in some places. That warmth is beginning to trickle northwards a little bit on Sunday as well. Scandinavia perhaps looking a little bit warmer on Sunday too. Heading into Monday, we're going to find that low pressure to the south of Portugal, another one of the cut-off lows, tamer remains of hurricanes Danielle and Earl, starts to push even hotter air up western side of Europe. Meanwhile, eastern Europe will be under a trough of low pressure and will be looking quite a lot cooler. Overhead temperatures are hot up the west side of Europe. Hot air is surging out of Africa through Spain into France, just into the far south of England. Further eastwards, though, and northeastwards, pretty cool under that trough of low pressure. Relatively cool over Scandinavia as well. Heavy showers and thunderstorms being triggered by that cut-off blow through Spain and Portugal. Some really wet weather, particularly through Portugal and western Spain on Monday. Most of the Med looks mainly dry, has to be said. Just one or two road showers here and there. A few showers over on the eastern side of Europe, and then outbreaks of heavy and spongy rain probably extending in towards Norway, some parts of Sweden and also Denmark. Otherwise, there's a lot of dry weather around on Monday with plenty of sunny spells. Temperatures are hot across France in particular, into the 30 Celsius. That heat trying to get into towards southern parts of England. Hot through Spain and Portugal, although starting to cool down further westwards as those heavy showers and thunderstorms kick off. Most parts of the Med look hot further northwards, so it's pretty cool in these eastern and northeastern parts of Europe once again. Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania looking quite chilly, has to be said. And then into Tuesday, the high pressure will be further northwestwards out into the Atlantic. Trough of low pressure digging in over Scandinavia once again. And we've got this cut-off low again through parts of Spain and Portugal. Upper air temperatures are hot for most parts of Western Europe, although struggling to get the extreme hot upper air temperatures into the UK and Ireland. Much of the heat is restricted to France, southern parts of Germany, and gradually being squeezed eastwards as well. Further northwards with that trough of low pressure in Scandinavia, the upper air temperatures are actually becoming quite cool. So outbreaks of rain, some of them heavy and persistent through Scandinavia, extending into those Baltic Sea states of Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania. Further eastwards, got more heavy showers and thunderstorms from the Black Sea up towards southern and southwest parts of Russia. And then outbreaks of rain through some parts of the UK into France, and particularly Spain and Portugal, where we've got torrential rain and thunderstorms through central parts of the Med. Eastwards, it's mainly dry with plenty of hot sunshine, though. Temperatures look like that, very warm to hot through parts of France and pretty warm through most parts of the Mediterranean as well. Further north, it's cooler though over Scandinavia. Temperatures actually looking quite chilly across the northern parts of Scandinavia, maybe even cold enough for a few snowflakes in mountainous areas. And the northeast of Europe looks quite cool as well. Wednesday, we'll see high pressure out in the North Atlantic. That starts to pull cooler air into the north and west of Europe with this trough of low pressure. The heat, therefore, will get squeezed further and further southwards and eastwards through the Med. Does look very hot, though, across southern parts of Europe on Wednesday through most of these Mediterranean areas and into the far east and southeast of Europe, but turning cooler in northern and western parts of Europe, or northwestern parts of Europe, as that northerly wind begins to push in. Very wet through parts of the Low Countries, Germany and Poland on Wednesday. Some heavy thundery rain, persistent rain too. Meanwhile, further north across Scandinavia, it looks quite showery. Showers and longer spells of rain, maybe a little snow across the far north of Scandinavia in the Arctic regions. Also very wet through parts of Spain and Portugal with further heavy showers and thunderstorms through there. Again, most parts of the Med and Eastern Europe looking mainly dry, but it will be a little bit more on the showery side out to the northwest. Temperature-wise, we look like that cool over Scandinavia, below average, and into northern Scotland as well. Very warm, though, further southwards. Again, from France over towards the Black Sea, there is a sway of pretty warm temperatures into the mid to upper 20s Celsius at least, and probably a bit hotter than that actually as we go further southwards into the Mediterranean. And then heading into Thursday, high pressure will start to ridge in across western parts of Europe, begin to push out northerly further eastwards into the east of Europe. Perhaps upper air temperatures look extremely hot though in the southern southeast parts of Europe, especially through the central bowl of the Med, so Corsica, Sardinia to Italy, and then over the Adriatic into the Balkans, into the southeastern part of the Med, through Greece in particular, but also extending in towards Turkey. Looks very, very, very hot there for the time of the year, but further northwards it's a lot cooler through these northern and western parts of Europe. A definite cool down is taking place there. Temperature-wise, lots of heavy showers and thunderstorms through Spain and Portugal. They extend through southern parts of France and Germany and further eastwards as well. Meanwhile, further northeastwards there will be heavy showers, longer spells of rain, maybe some thunderstorms too through these east and northeast parts, just pushing into western Russia. Out west it's turning dry as that ridge of high pressure begins to move in from off the Atlantic Ocean. The temperatures look like that, really quite cool, actually a little bit on the cold side over Scandinavia, probably going into single digits across some areas, although not as cold as that through southern parts of Norway and Sweden and Finland, but definitely a cool down is going on, and quite a significant one there through the middle of next week across the far north of Europe. The heat is in the south and also in this, particularly in the southeastern part of Europe, around the Balkans to the Black Sea. Temperatures widening well into the 30 Celsius through there. I'll just extend you out to day 10. So on Friday next week, high pressure is dominating over western parts of Europe. It's quite a cool ridge though, and will produce cool nights, I would have thought. Northerly winds, meanwhile, in the northeast Europe will bring potentially a blast of proper autumnal weather through there. And then as we get into weekends, the 17th, 18th of September, high pressure just generally takes over across much of northern Europe. That will be quite a cool area of high pressure. In fact, over northern parts of Europe, Scandinavia, that high pressure will probably produce the first frost of the season, I would have thought, in those northeastern parts of Europe. Maybe hints of a bit of a southerly southeasterly going at the west side of Europe again, by sunny, possibly bring something a bit warmer back up the western side. Have to see about that. Right, so quite an interesting week to come. Looks pretty cool for much of the week across northern, northeastern parts of Europe, and eventually that cooler air will temporarily seemingly move into western Europe for a few days later next week before perhaps retreating away again by the weekend of 17th, 18th of September. Meanwhile, further south though, much of southern Europe remains very hot, and that heat will become increasingly restricted to the southeastern corner of Europe, I think, as we go through the week. Right, that's it for European Outlook for this week. We'll do it all over again next Thursday. We'll be back later on your 10 to 14 day. That will include all of the regular features, so come back for that then. But for the European Outlook for this week, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.